podcast is set for at least 1 hour. Introducing your hosts, from Fort Worth, Texas, at a total combined weight of 430 pounds, Kevin and Chris Newell. The Cross Promo Pro Wrestling Podcast.
Evening, wrestling fans. How's everybody doing tonight?
Hopefully better than John Moxley after that match.
Definitely.
Well, I guess anybody that was in that cage.
Which was pretty much majority of the roster, it seemed. All right, well, welcome to the Cross Promo Pro Wrestling Podcast. I'm Kevin.
I'm Chris.
And here we are again. Another night filled with professional wrestling, wild antics, technical difficulties. The gambit is long on everything going on.
About to make a name for ourselves here.
Yeah. And
Hey,
we take
Chris,
real quick
Chris,
before we get into anything about AEW Dynamite, we're going to go ahead and address people that are jumping into our chat live right now. Right now, due to technical difficulties, we're not on Kick tonight.
It's alright, just bots there anyway.
Yeah, that's very true.
Well, bots and scams.
Again, very true. And, of course, so we're live on Instagram, YouTube, and, of course, Twitch.
I just realized I didn't update Match of the Night for NXT.
Oh, you said the main event. If memory recalls. Okay.
Jens is here. Welcome.
Well, it looks like we froze on YouTube already. But we're still going live on YouTube, so it's still recording the video, so we're not going to stop the recording as of just yet, so we'll just keep on going here. Because we're recording our audio from YouTube. We're a bit different that way.
Different.
Yeah, we're different.
Wrong in every possible way.
Let me see if I can fix it here.
Quoting that video again.
Maybe if I refresh it, maybe that'll help. Yeah, there we go. Still trying. There we go. Had to refresh it there. What is going on? Okay, so again, we're addressing some people that are joining our chat. Of course, we are on the Twitch. We've got Aaron Black 1210, also known as That Chris, not this Chris. We've got the Divine One,
Divine
Yinzer, saying sup and yeet, and then of course Chris, that Chris, not this Chris, saying hey you guys. Love that pull from the Goonies. Great movie. Great movie. So here we are again. Another night of wrestling. Dynamite, and like I said, technical difficulties because
yes, my favorite promotion. Dynamite.
Yes, your favorite promotion, as is everyone else's.
My favorite wrestling promotion, Dynamite, with their pay-per-view Spring Break.
Yeah. Divine Yinzer saying his first Waffle House Wrestling was good. Was a good at Saturday evening. Okay. We missed that one too because we were doing a lot of things. So we're sorry we missed it, Jens. We really are. Okay, so I just want to get things right off the bat saying what was going on with AEW's camera problem. Right off the bat, they have their normal.
They tried recording their camera with.
They did their normal intro as one should, and I know I'm one to say about. Oh, you can watch replays on Twitch.
Oh, cool.
We'll be there. I know we're one to say anything about technical difficulties because I mean. We're not live on Kick because of something. And then, of course, you saw we had a glitch on YouTube just a few minutes ago.
I think that was just, like, the hour end of YouTube being so, but everything else should be fine.
Okay.
Like last time it froze and I did the Kermit impression and...
Yeah, everybody caught that one, right?
Yeah.
Chris just flailed his arms about and did his version of Kermit the Frog. Or what Kermit the Frog would look like in a cage match with John Moxley.
You ever notice how anytime John Moxley's in a match, he just bleeds?
Yeah, he needs to get that looked at.
He probably does.
Just so in the playback, me doing my impression of Chris doing an impression of Kermit.
Do it again. I didn't see it.
Sorry. You cannot. Okay.
See, that's what 12 minutes in. I'll have to look back at the footage myself.
Yeah. Look at the 12-minute mark.
Yeah.
So, yeah, they go through their opening sequence, and next thing you know, the screen goes black when you think they're cutting to the arena, and you hear the pyro going off, the crowd going wild, but it's pitch black. And then within like probably 5, 6 seconds, it pops to the actual image of them, shooting off pyro and everything like that. And then
Welcome to AEW. Things happen.
Things
sometimes.
don't go the way you plan.
What was that thing that was announced? Anarchy in the Arena?
That's at the end.
That's sure what we got.
Yeah, I
this
mean,
time.
yeah, Swerve pretty much announced that. Like, so sorry, folks, we had Anarchy in the Arena. But. So
Getting
then,
way ahead of ourselves there.
so then they start with the tag match that you're about to go over. Will Ospreay coming out, and all of a sudden they switch to as if they did picture in picture, and I'm over here like, okay, so
They let Socko man the technical stuff.
are we not deciding which screen we're supposed to be on, guys? What's going on here? You know?
They put Socko in charge of it.
Yeah, they did. Socko just did whatever he felt like, and they did that off and
Just
on.
threw himself at all of the buttons.
Yeah. They did that off and on at the beginning, and I was like, okay, do we not know what's going on here, folks? I mean, come on now. So, with...
I ended up, like, skipping the beginning, so I was like, what's he on about, you know?
Yeah. So, with that being said, Chris, go ahead and give us your recap of Dynamite.
Oh, so, starting off, we had that Will Ospreay Hangman versus Don Callis family, represented by Takeshita and Josh Alexander.
There we go.
Match.
Sorry, I was a bit behind on the buttons.
That's alright. At least it's not like what Socko did on AEW tonight.
Yeah. We're going to do picture in picture in picture.
Now,
A 3-way picture match.
now I'm gonna have to see what happened. If it actually was picture in picture in picture.
Just watch it from the beginning. We have Sling, by the way. That's how we get our most
Not
of our
sponsored.
wrestling. Not sponsored. Although we would like to be.
Yeah.
Anyone wants to sponsor us, feel free. Reach us at crosspromopod@gmail.com.
Yins would sponsor us.
Yeah.
We'll just quickly plug his the Waffle House thing.
And it's very fitting, too, because a lot of fights break out at the Waffle House, so why not? Just put a ring in the parking lot.
But
Let's
they
have
never
some
close down.
fun. No, they keep business going. So that way the winners or the losers or whoever's waiting and catering can have some good old-fashioned waffles. This moment brought to you by Yin's Professional Wrestling. I forget the name of the promotion. I'm sorry, Yins. Forgive me. Please forgive me.
Yeah.
You were saying?
Match ended when Hangman pinned Josh, and then a fight ended up starting after, Don Callis family attacking those guys. And then eventually a little bit of a fight looking to break out between Paige and Ospreay.
Hang on real quick. Divine Yins are saying it's Waffle House Wrestling. He renamed it. It's Waffle House Wrestling, and he names it...
At the Waffle Dome.
It's the Waffle Dome. You know how they did in the beginning during COVID with WWE, the Thunderdome? Waffle Dome. I like it.
Still remember that one with the Walmart?
You know, I can think of a promotional video. Yins, I'm going to make a promotional video for you, and I'm going to send it to you. It'll be awesome. Give me some time, though, to put it together. It'll be funny, yet entertaining.
Let's see. Then we had interview with Top Flight. They're mad at Max. Who's Max?
Oh, interview with Top Flight? Okay.
Something about wanting Hurt Syndicate's titles. Then you had Dustin Rhodes give them some advice on that. So he's still at AEW, it seems.
Which one?
Dustin Rhodes.
Yeah, because him and Sammy Guevara are tag champs. Jonas Brothers made a Waffle House song. Okay.
Did not know that. Then again, I know next to nothing about the Jonas Brothers, so to be fair, right?
To be fair.
Then you had, after that interview, the match between Ricochet and Zach Gowen.
It's the first time I've seen Zach Gowen in a ring in years. Last time I saw him was...
It's the first time I've seen him in the ring at all.
Last time I saw him in the ring was like 2003? 2003, 2004. That was the last time I saw him in the ring. That's how long ago. 20-something years.
That was a while ago.
Yes, I'm old. I'm well aware. Thank you.
But you had that match end with Ricochet pinning Gowen and then attacking him after.
People like to see your face, son. I just want to mention that real quick. They like to see your smiling face.
And then you had Ricochet attack him after, and eventually Mark Briscoe came out to kind of stop that attack and even the odds and stuff. Then you had MJF getting interviewed. He was looking forward to joining the Hurt Syndicate, and he has not thought about what would happen if they reject him.
Yeah, and then it sunk in.
That question, when she asked it, made him kind of think about that,
Like,
and that was funny.
Wait a minute, they hurt people.
They're
If they
gonna hurt
reject me, they could hurt me.
And that caused some issues later on, which was funny to see. But eventually, Hurt Syndicate came out. They had their match that was coming up. And after that match, they said they would announce if they changed their minds or not, if they would give them the thumbs up or whatever.
Right.
Let's see. And that match coming up was the Hurt Syndicate versus Top Flight. But Hurt Syndicate, of course, being represented by Bobby Lashley and Benjamin Shelton.
Did you say Benjamin Shelton there, Hogan?
Yeah.
You might as well do the rest of this in Hogan's voice.
No, I'm good.
No, I dare you. No, I'm daring you now. Do this, just this match, going over this match about Benjamin Shelton as Hulk Hogan.
And every time I gotta say Benjamin Shelton.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of Shelton Benjamin.
Yeah.
And I gotta say that full name.
Yeah. So go ahead. I dare you. Do it.
Without laughing, that's gonna be hard.
Yeah, good luck to you on that.
I feel like that might actually be the hardest part, too. Right. See.
And you got to do it looking up at the camera. Because people, like I said, you're hiding your face. Because right now it looks like you're hiding behind the Hurt Syndicate. Don't hide.
Just gonna hide with the mic. Alright, brother.
Oh, yeah.
Between
Yeah, read it, Hogan. Yeah.
the mega powers of professional wrestling podcasts.
I still don't like you, Hogan. Try to take Elizabeth. Bastard.
I don't know if we can say that. Oh, I was expecting to say something else.
Come
I
on.
don't know what. Let's see. Yeah, it's really gonna be.
I didn't know I had a Macho Man impression just locked away there.
It's gonna be hard to get. It really is good. I'm gonna be laughing a lot. All right, brother. So you had Bobby Lashley. That match ended when Bobby Lashley put Dante in a hurt lock, brother. And when they put
Wait. Since when did Hulk Hogan start smoking?
I don't know. Didn't clear my throat, right?
Keep reading.
What you gonna do when the crippling smoking addiction runs wild on you, brother?
I'm the one that's supposed to have laryngitis, Hogan.
Well, me too, brother.
I'm the one that's trying to get a turd out.
start over? Or nah?
No, just keep reading. We'll go normal. Go normal now, because I think people have had enough of that.
That, and we're never gonna get through it.
We're not. No,
We're
not
just
with
gonna
our lousy impressions. No, go for
We're
it.
just gonna keep screwing around.
Plus, doing
Um,
Macho Man's voice really hurts my throat.
You need your vitamins.
I need to slap into a Slim Jim. Oh yeah. IPU and Chris will bring the anarchy. We'll see. Can't promise, but we'll see. We'll definitely see what we can do.
Yeah. But Lashley put Dante in the hurt lock. He passed out, and that won him the match. Let's see. Then you had Dustin Rhodes and Dustin Rhodes. Should say Cody one of these times just to be funny. And Sammy Guevara come out saying that they won a match. Then you had Crew coming out to say they won a match.
Dustin Rhodes, that's my oldest son, baby. He's American Dream.
And you got a Dusty
I'm gonna
impression.
start. I got a Dusty impression apparently. Go quick before I do another lousy one. Hurry.
Can I pick who you do
Nope,
the lousy
hurry.
impression of?
Nope. Go.
I
Read.
picked Stone Cold.
Read. I think anybody can do Stone Cold.
Do Stone Cold.
I can't right now. Just read. Read for the people, please.
Lost my spot. No, never mind. Found it. They had,
Look at the graphic.
let's see.
We're over here talking about technical difficulties by AEW, but we can't read one match.
Yeah. We were doing stupid impressions the whole time.
We are very sorry.
Yeah.
We here at Cross Promo Pro Wrestling Podcast do not like to subject our fans, listeners, and viewers with stupid impressions of professional wrestlers of days of old. Now we will go back to your regularly scheduled podcast. Now we're back on track. Go.
Alright, so they ended up coming out making fun of Dustin and Sammy. They also won a title shot at the Hurt Syndicate.
Who doesn't?
Uh,
But it's just like what MVP said.
he's a business guy?
Where are the rest? Where's the competition?
So Dustin got on their case telling them not to cut in line, and then MVP brought up the Crew versus Sammy and Dustin. That will be on Collision. The winner will then go on to All In for a title match.
At All In?
At All In. At least the thing.
I will laugh if it's the Crew.
Same.
Because those guys compare in stature to Shelton Benjamin and Bobby Lashley are small. You remember how I called them, like a...
Benjamin Shelton, brother.
Don't you even freaking start right now. We just got back. We just recovered from that. And I had to make a PSA.
Well, I messed it all up again.
I made a PSA to these people that we wouldn't do that, and look what you do.
We formally apologize for any inconvenience brought to you by watching this podcast and all that.
But think about it. You've got the Legion of Goombas. That's what I'm calling their team now, because every time they come out wearing those coats with the spikes, it's like the freaking Legion of Doom had a love child with those Goombas or anything, or like from with Koopa or Bowser.
It's better than calling them the Legion of Goon.
It's the Legion of Goomba. Or the Road Goombas.
Road Goombas.
Or Goomba Warriors or whatever. Goomba Warriors actually sounds better. Yeah. That's what we'll call them from now on here at the Cross Promo Pro Wrestling Podcast. The Goomba Warriors. The Crew. Going up against the Hurt Syndicate. Really? Continue. Sorry.
Event after that whole thing was sorted out, they went to break, they came back, and they would have MJF didn't come out on his own, so they sent Benjamin Shelton. Oh no, wait a minute. Shelton Benjamin. To come out. And that time was accidental. But, yeah, I did not mean for that to... I'm actually gonna start confusing the names now. So, that's unfortunate. So, they sent him to come in and drag him out, and they did. All 3 thumbs up.
Finally is not officially in. Technically, if we look at it
Yeah.
legally and technically, on a business standpoint, he's not in yet.
Yeah.
And I think that's where he's going to get jumped.
Because he had to get a lawyer and everything. That happened later on in the show. Probably not going to go too into detail because, I mean, it was a very short part. But yeah, next week they're going to be having that signing for him to officially, legally join the Hurt Syndicate. And then after that, they went to another multi-person match. Yippee.
Hang on. We got that Chris saying that you said it wrong, brother.
You're right, brother.
I'm getting hit at all sides here. We're in the middle of the week.
It's only going to get worse from here.
Yes.
Or
Because now
better.
he'll probably come up with some other impression.
I'm going to have to find another impression now. 100%.
Anyway, you were saying about the Fatal 4-Way. God help us.
God and vitamins, brother.
Continue.
Tony Storm, Mira Shirakawa, Sky Blue, and AZN, or
Azum.
Azumi.
Azumu. Zungumu.
But
The woman that beat Mercedes Moné in New Japan for Mercedes Moné's Strong Woman's title.
Yeah.
That person.
But those were the women involved in the match. Match ended when Shirakawa pinned Tony Storm.
Which made her #1 contender.
And that will be happening, I think, at All In?
Yes. No,
The next
Double or Nothing.
Oh, that was the next pay-per-view, yeah.
Double or Nothing is going to be...
Double or Nothing for everything, so...
Yeah.
Forget what I said earlier. It's going to be, again, whatever the next pay-per-view is, that's what they're
Well, it's
building
coming
to.
around the corner here, so now they're starting to make up the match card.
Yeah.
Because we only had 2 matches. Now we've got 3 matches, 4 matches.
Yeah. And, you know, if that is supposed to be like their version of... What was their WrestleMania again?
All In is their version of WrestleMania.
You really would think that they would put more matches out for that then.
I think they're in the middle of working on that.
It's a work in progress.
Much like AEW for the last 5 years.
Yeah.
So sorry. If you're AEW fans, we like to rag on them from time to time because, I mean, wow.
No hate intended, though.
No, but it's just funny that they think they can compete with WWE right now.
That is true. And I feel like that's the reason we're so hard on them, you know? Because if this was like TNA or something where they don't act like they're trying to compete with WWE...
Don't focus on the competition, just focus on your company. That's what WWE did.
Yeah.
They focused on, that's why they focused in on their company a lot more, as opposed to, hey, they're doing this, we should do this, you know, that kind of thing. And, you know, anyway, I digress.
But after that, you had Monet attack the woman that took her title on the ramp, and then you had Hayter come out and attack Monet.
You mean Timu Becky Lynch?
Oh, yeah, that's right. We did say we were going to start calling her that.
Yeah, Timu Becky Lynch.
See, then you had the MJF getting interviewed after that, and that's when he announced that he had a lawyer. Or when MVP found out that MJF
Yeah,
had
which
a
looked
lawyer.
like it kind of upset him a little bit.
Yeah. See, then you had them cut out to the ring. Hopefully, no technical difficulties this time. Nigel McGuinness and he summoned Daniel Garcia to come out,
He had to apologize to him about what happened on Collision.
and they made up. And then you eventually had Daniel Garcia ask if they want to team up or suggest teaming up.
To take on FTR?
Yeah. Then you had Stokely, and he ended up calling him Strokely.
Good job to you, Nigel.
Yep.
Look at the camera.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Let's see.
There you go.
But Stokely was still mad about what happened last week. He got the, I guess, sort of apology. I think there's going to be a team up later between
They're really hinting at it because
FTR attacked both.
Stokely really took a jab to Nigel McGuinness because Nigel McGuinness recovered from hepatitis. And when Stokely mentioned it, that's when Nigel dropped the microphone as if he was about to attack, but then that's when FTR attacked him.
Yeah. And Matt Menard, or Daddy Magic, broke it up with the crowbar.
Of course.
Then you had the main event, which was...
Honestly, yeah, no, we're peering down into the cage. Thought we added a little bit more theatrics, you know.
I see you down there.
Okay.
It's like something from Attack on Titan. With the walls.
We're watching the rumbling. Anyway, I know. Sorry.
But it was for the AEW World Title in a cage.
And I would say this would probably be, out of the matches that we had, after the matches we'd watched, this was match of the night.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. Even though it...
Because of the match from bell to bell. But the after part, I really didn't care for.
If he was still having to get like pictures of all the people for everything, then we
wouldn't be on right now because I'd still be getting them and putting them on for the graphics.
We would have been on maybe 30 minutes to an hour later.
Yeah.
But and you're about to find out why. So you had Shafir come out and try interfering, stopped by Willow. Yuta tried to interfere, stopped by Powerhouse Hobbs. Match ended when Jon Moxley pinned Samoa Joe. Eventually we're going to get that crossover.
Now you're getting people from different promotions mixed up. This is not good as a broadcaster.
That's how I was really just messing with you.
Okay.
But imagine if that didn't happen.
Well, it was also Moxley was helped.
Yeah.
From what was it, Babe Kid or something like that from New Japan?
Yeah, Gabe Good.
Gabe Kid, some guy I've never even frickin' heard before.
For a second, I thought it looked kind of like either one of the guys from... No, not the guy from Dark Order. For a second, it looked like Aleister Black, but with a beard.
You mean Buddy Matthews? Because he looked like Buddy Matthews to me a little bit. But again, never heard of Gabe Kidd. Maybe we've been under a rock. I don't know. Never heard of him, but apparently he was acquired by the Young Bucks.
Ooh. Yeah. That. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention that. I skipped over that in the notes. He threw in the case, and yeah.
Yeah.
But after that, the match ended. Gabe Kidd and Claudio teamed up, attacking Powerhouse Hobbs. Bucks came out with the remote thing
To lower the cage.
Yeah. Then they end up. Then Kenny Omega came out.
Kenny Omega came out before they lowered the cage.
Yeah. then he tried fighting his way to the ring. Okada came out and attacked him, low blow and all that.
No, he didn't low blow him. Punched him right in the gut where he had that surgery, where he
Oh,
had
yeah.
that issue.
I'm gonna still call that a low blow because it was the surgery spot.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see. Mike Bailey eventually scared off after
That was
cage.
off camera, too. You didn't see him come out. You just saw him chasing off Okada, and it was like,
This
okay.
was after the cage was
Yeah,
lowered.
I was like, okay, when did, Bailey come out? What the hell?
Yeah.
This is where it got really confusing for me. I'm like, okay, what is going on? Why are we having so many people coming out? And then
they attacked Kenny and Joe, and luckily no one came out. This is a good surprise. It was Swerve and Prince Nana. Prince Nana did the dance. They came out to even the odds, and I guess sort of making an announcement. Part of that announcement being that Swerve is the one that knocks. He is the fear, all that sort of stuff. When he said that, my immediate thought was
Walter White
Yeah.
popped out of
Walter.
the crowd and said, "No, that's me. Say my name."
But then
Go ahead.
he announced the Anarchy in the Arena match.
Yeah, he wants the teams would be, of course,
Teams move. Teams who?
God, I can't even stand to even list through these. The Death Riders, Gabe Kidd, or whoever the heck that guy is. You know what? They might as well. They might as well do this with the Death Riders. Shave Marina Shafir's head and Wheeler Yuta's. Because if this is the guy that's to replace Pac, you might as and he's bald, Cesaro's bald, Moxley's bald. You might as well get Shafir and Yuta bald.
Might as well.
You know? And I know I'm one to talk because, I'm bald, but, this was by...
Your hair's starting to come back. So.
Yeah, I know, but still. I'm just saying. You might as well just shave them both bald and then just be done with it. And then they could be the bald Death Riders. But it's consisting of what we think is that team, possibly the Young Bucks.
Bald guys or something.
Yeah, possibly the Young Bucks. Then you've got the other team, which is going to consist of Samoa Joe, Powerhouse Hobbs, Kenny Omega, Swerve Strickland, Shibata. Probably those teams. They haven't really said any teams, but basically we're going to have an Anarchy in the Arena again.
And the current.
But it's at double or nothing. It's not at All In.
I wasn't paying too much attention to the future announcements. I'm gonna be honest.
No, I don't think anyone was. But it's okay though. So
Sorry about that. The whole future announcements thing.
A lot of no, there was one future announcement. MJF signing the contract
Other than that one.
to join the Hurt Syndicate, but that's pretty much about it.
And even then, that's like part of it. I'd say one of the, like, there's more than one, but that's like the storyline we're paying attention to right now, so.
Pretty much. Yeah. So yeah, that's it for Dynamite. Your thoughts on the whole show? He's got nothing.
10 no, I'm not gonna do some stupid rating.
Don't do any ratings. Don't do that to these good people.
10 out of 5
Wow.
stars. I'm Dave. There's my Dave Meltzer impression. Just rate
You just
things.
say any outrageous rating. No, seriously though, your thoughts on it.
It was okay. The part with the what was it, MJF and Hurt Syndicate and
Okay.
Benjamin Shelton.
You know, the crowd will probably start chanting that when they really hate him. Benjamin Shelton.
I'm gonna wait for that now.
That is going to be ridiculous. Anyway, so they're getting things started as far as match cards for Double or Nothing, but then right after Double or Nothing comes around,
Maybe
they got All In. They'll start, yeah, and All In is going to be happening right in our own backyard here in Arlington. So,
yeah.
I haven't checked ticket sales or anything to see how they are because honestly, we're better off just watching it at home. The way the ticket prices are now for any promotion, for any promotion, I'm just saying. All right, well, with that being done and in the books, we'll go ahead and head into cross promo wrestling news. We start things off with in TNA now. I think it was last week we had nice. Last week we had made the announcement TNA was going to be banning blading and excessive bleeding and everything. Well, the president
was that real or was it just a rumor?
Turns out we have been duped because the president of TNA goes by the last name, I believe his name is Silva. Has shut down any of the rumors about that because it turns out it was just rumors.
So they're keeping bleeding.
It was he was saying that it was misrepresented. He said, and I quote, "If creative or the talent feel intentional blood or heavy violence is earned for their story or the stakes of the match, it is absolutely something TNA is open to exploring using."
The microphone.
What?
There was a loud noise. We apologize for that.
That wasn't me. Anyway, so yeah, turns out it was just a rumor. We have been duped into thinking, oh, they're gonna stop with forceful bleeding or whatever.
They played us like a fiddle.
God, did they ever? See here. We'll get back to that in a minute. To AEW, Timu Becky Lynch addresses her new look amid Becky Lynch comparisons. Yep. She was in
Is that actually what it says?
That's what it actually... Well, not the Timu part, but yes. She was in an interview with John Barrasso.
Moxley.
What?
Hmm?
You're doing it again. You're interrupting my news reports, man. What is it?
John Moxley, right? He did the news?
No.
Sorry.
Anyway.
I'll stop now.
Jamie Hayter, better known as Timu Becky Lynch, was in an interview with Justin Barrasso for Undisputed.
Oh, you said John.
No. She was talking about her personal inspirations behind the new style. She says, "I know it was jarring at first because I looked so different, but this is me. I'm bringing myself more into my wrestling. My favorite band is The Doors. When I was hurt, listening to their music could cheer me up and get me pumped. I'm really into 60s, 70s psychedelic rock. I love Kate Bush. Music makes me feel good. This is like a new album in my career. I like the whole counterculture movement, and I draw a lot of inspiration from that. We'll see if it's everyone's cup of tea. But nowhere does it mention anything in this story about Becky Lynch. But if you were to put her next to Becky Lynch, they look similar. They're both from the England area. Granted, Becky is Irish, but they're both, from that, from England-ish and redheads.
British jokes.
No. All we know.
Maker's back?
What? Movie Maker? Hey, WWE Movie Maker.
Welcome.
Hogan and Eric speak out about...
Pro Wrestling on
On-
Ariel's show?
No, actually.
What's Ariel's show?
It's another podcast show about
Oh.
sports and pro wrestling. No, nothing
For a
yet.
second, I thought it was another
We haven't heard anything yet, but then again, they're probably just going off repeating everything they've been saying. You know, Bischoff saying, comparing it to, it's going to be like WCW, Hogan
For life,
mispronouncing Shelton Benjamin's
You
name,
mean Benjamin Shelton?
or whoever now.
That one guy that's with the Hurt Syndicate.
Anyway,
Even though there's like 3-4 guys now.
there's 4 guys in the Hurt Syndicate now. Anyway, so now we go into WWE news. Rhea Ripley talks about some fans who criticize female wrestlers but are pretending to be supportive of them.
Criticizing how?
Hang on. She went to Twitter,
Formerly X.
formerly X, basically slamming fans who were saying they support women wrestling but not. She says in her tweet, I'm quoting, women's wrestling fan, women deserve better. In the same breath, she's sleeping with her boss. That's why she's where she is. She should retire. She doesn't deserve it. She's handed everything and never worked for anything. I hope she gets injured. One of those things. What she said. What she had put out. Then she continued. You guys are the real
You
reason
people.
it's so difficult to be
She
taken.
legit said you people.
Yeah, in a way. You guys are the real reason it's so difficult to be taken seriously as a woman wrestler. If you put as much effort into your own miserable lives as you put into degrading successful women, then maybe you should accomplish something yourself.
My question is, what caused this? Now that I think.
Well,
about
she
it.
just said it. There's sometimes she'll see in the comments about women's wrestling of that. You know, she's sleeping with the boss. That's why she's where she is. She should retire. She doesn't deserve it. She's handed everything and never worked for anything. That kind of thing. It was funny. WWE Movie Maker on YouTube saying it was funny because Hogan said when he was booed at the Netflix premiere, he was doing the black and white heel Hollywood gimmick. He straight up lied word for that's what he said. Yeah, that's
Quoting WWE Movie Maker on YouTube.
that's what he said on Ariel's show. And yeah, I mean, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised at all. You go to YouTube and you look up Hulk Hogan's lies, and it will go through and break down things that he has said.
Lie number 1, his name's actually Shelton Benjamin.
No. But no, it'll break
lists
down
them.
things that he has said in the past that there is evidence to back up that he wasn't right. He was lying on it. All right. So, you remember the story last week when I was talking about Ricochet and Javon Evans having like Twitter beef? Well,
We got a sequel to that? Or are we still talking about the Rhea Ripley thing?
no, went on to a different story. So, there's a lot here to go over, but if anyone remembers, it was Ricochet and Javon Evans having a back and forth, and then Javon Evans pretty much calling Tony Khan a crackhead.
He was surprised by that.
Yeah, him going around, I am not. Anyway, Ricochet went on and addressed it, saying, quote, a lot of people seemed upset about it. A lot of people were upset. He continued to say, I think what I'm doing is just living my life. Everybody's out to get me, but I'm finally just living my own life, and everyone is getting a chance to see it. Just being able to creatively let me flow and be myself, being able to show the world myself, my character. AEW has allowed that. They've allowed me to go out there and try things, whether it works or doesn't work. They let me go out there and open up creatively, which is honestly the reason we got into it. The creativeness is an art form that we live for. I've lived my whole life basically doing this. Being able to be myself is awesome. It's been great to agitate. But someone has jumped in.
Who's
In
the chat?
he has joined the chat, and
Carmelo?
it's no. Who?
You said
No,
he,
not
so it's
Carmelo.
like he, him.
No. None other than the five-time WCW World Heavyweight Champion Booker T, Hall of Famer Booker T. He weighed in on this on his own podcast called Hall of Fame Podcast, because he is a Hall of Famer. Let's give it to him. Let's give it to Book. He was criticizing Ricochet on how he handled the whole situation.
He started a Twitter fight.
Yeah. And Booker T is, jumping on Ricochet's case because, I mean, come on, man. Here's what Booker said. Quote, Ricochet, clap back as far as him being, the best young, high flyer in the business. But Ricochet, 40 years old, you know what I mean? That's, I think, Ricochet missed the point as far as, what the question was more than anything. He continues on saying, I just think there's more, and I'm quoting him here. I just think, man, that's where we are in the business to where we got to trying to bring somebody down opposed to trying to lift someone up. Because for me, if I see that young dude, Javon Evans, and what he's doing, I don't care. I don't care who I am. I'm going to give him props because he's freaking so good. Still to this day, I pump up that dude, man, because to this day I say, he's talking about Too Cold Scorpio, by the way. He's saying, I pump that dude up, man, because to this day I say, man, I wish I had the talent that Too Cold Scorpio had, and still to this day. So, I mean
as much as
your thoughts on what Booker said here? First off, better question is, your thoughts on this whole Javon Ricochet beef first.
as much as I get what he says about the whole creativity thing, but he left while Vince was still in power.
I believe no. I think he left right sometime. Let me see. Let me look into this. But
'Cause I know he wasn't there for the whole Triple H era, Netflix era.
the whole changeover.
Yeah, like when the big changeover anyway, when we started noticeably seeing changes in the WWE and the show and all that. Meanwhile, on AEW, he's referencing different anime. Not bad ones, but not saying that they're bad, but yeah.
See, Ricochet officially left WWE on a year ago. Coming up on a year, June 30th. 2024. That's
No, yeah.
it was about a year ago when it was last year's All In when he debuted in AEW.
So yeah,
He left after Vince left.
Or was that just when his 90-day thing was up?
That was when his 90-day thing was up, but Vince was forced out of the company, I want to say 2023, the year before. and then Ricochet left. I guess he just didn't see eye to eye with how Triple H was doing things, but he wasn't getting that big of a push when Vince was around either.
Yeah.
So
That and I'm not really. I don't know. I don't remember him having too much of a character other than being like doing flips and stuff.
well, I mean, the famous one he did was in front of Velveteen Dream on NXT, where he did a flip and landed on his feet outside the ring. And he did that with Logan Paul before for like a SummerSlam match that he ended up losing.
Yeah.
So, but then he went off and left the company in 2024. So,
Like that was again no hate for him, but that seemed like that was the complete extent of his character in WWE. Just highlights and stuff like that.
yeah, but I noticed here in AEW he talks more.
That's true too.
He hasn't talked that much in WWE. I don't know why, but
That's true.
so now that you have that information, your thoughts on the whole beef with him and Javon Evans? Because Javon Evans, if I remember right, is 20 years old. He's a year older than you.
Oh, that's cool then.
At least I think. I could be wrong. Let me fact check myself.
Yeah. Don't want to be like a month or two off and, they end up giving us a completely wrong or misinformation flag.
Javon Evans is 21 years old. I'm sorry.
That's a little more than a month.
He's 2 years older than you. But yeah. He's 21. And Ricochet is 40. So Ricochet's picking a verbal spat with someone
Not just that,
twice younger.
did Ricochet go through NXT?
Yeah.
How big was he in NXT?
He was pretty big.
And Javon's still in NXT.
Yeah, but after he had that triple threat match with him, Oba, and Trick Williams, he got a lot of recognition. He's got a lot of eyes looking his way now.
I think, I don't know. I feel like as much praise as he's getting,
Javon?
yeah, Ricochet shouldn't be all that jealous of him because it's like he's not main roster. He hasn't gotten any main roster titles.
You just said it there. Jealousy? I'm going to defer with you there. I don't think it's jealousy. I just think, I don't know why it was Javon that Ricochet had his sights set on. But I don't know. I really don't know. But your thoughts on what Booker T had said about this?
What all did he say again? What do you remember?
Basically Booker T giving, Ricochet should just not be spatting with him and give him his props, give him his recognition for.
I agree with that because again, like, why do you gotta have beef with him?
Yeah, what Booker T is basically saying, if you're a veteran and you see this young guy coming up in the business, you need to coach him a little bit,
If you actually want to make wrestling better.
Yeah, if you're wanting to leave wrestling better the way you had entered it, make it better for the future up-and-comers, but don't shoot them down,
Yeah.
That's what I say. But that's just me. But then again, I'm not in the wrestling business, so what do I know, right?
Yeah.
But again, and I understand there are some veteran wrestlers that want to protect the business and everything. By all means, protect the business as best as you can. But also educate these young wrestlers that are coming in that want to try to use real glass and all this other stuff, that think they're invincible.
I feel like the best way to protect the business would be to actually get involved with it, actually trying to teach these guys the right way to go about things, to teach the guys that are coming into it.
Yeah, but sometimes
it's
these
just-
veterans want to teach them the hard way by giving them a lesson learned like through experience. Like you see why you messed up there. You can't do that because of this.
Well, I feel like even that's better than what Ricochet's doing. And not just that, but that's just normal training or whatever anyway.
And he can't get all butt hurt when he fires back.
You're right. It does seem more like just being butthurt than trying to help.
And it's like, dude, you moved away from that company, so move on. Maybe we don't know the whole entire story between this beef or whatever. We get it. We're on the outside looking in. But from what we're seeing, from our standpoint as wrestling fans, dude, focus on your career in AEW, because right now, not looking so great.
That would be like us picking fights with other podcasts.
It would be us picking a fight with, like,
a podcast that just started.
like us picking a fight with Jim Cornette's podcast. Or, what's that guy the guy's name? His name's Roberts, but he does the pre-shows with WWE. Either way, it's like us picking a fight with, going into a verbal spat with a well-known pro wrestling podcast, and we've got hardly a dog in the fight or anything. Because, I mean, look at us. Let's be honest. We're not that well-known. And, yeah, we've got merch out there, and it's not going. So what? But at least we still push it. We still put it out there on social media. We're here. Come and join us. Come talk with us on chat or however you want. Everything like that. We still go at it. But we don't go off and start criticizing other people's podcasts or anything like that.
I mean, if it's like fair, reasonable criticism, like for the betterment of the product or whatever, that would probably be justified. But over here, just picking fights to pick fights,
Yeah,
having beef to have beef, that's different.
that's very true. Very true. So, yeah, I just really think that, that kind of stuff is just not so acceptable. Just focus on what you're bringing into the business as opposed to someone else. Unless it is affecting you and how you do your job or anything like that in the ring. If it's not affecting you, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
If you think he's going to ruin his career, let him do it his way. He doesn't need you to be ridiculing him on social media about how he does things wrong and all that other stuff. But again, boom. God, sorry about that. Now it's my turn hitting the mic because I'm so upset. No, but that's how I honestly feel about it. Like with you, with me teaching you professional wrestling, I'm just teaching you, and then I'm just giving you where to find the material, of looking at legendary matches, and I'm giving you a list of legendary matches. Like, whenever you want, check these out if you want to check them out. This is a historic match. We'll talk about it later, everything like that. And, we might just do that here on this podcast. We just take a match from the past, and we just watch it all the way through. And we'll just we'll just sit and talk about it, and we'll talk about it from a realistic point of view, and then as far as a fan's point of view. And we would like your guys' help. In fact, give me a second here, and I'll pop this up for you guys. If you have not yet joined on our, where is it at? If you have not yet joined...
How funny it would have been if you accidentally clicked the store page thing instead.
Yeah, I know.
if you have not joined us on our... wait a minute.
That's not it. But if you haven't joined us on our Discord yet, there's the permalink for it. we like to hear from you guys on what matches you want us to review. And we will find a way.
We still gotta like react to the Cross documentary.
We will, and we will. We'll give it a review and everything. But this is just for the future episodes. You give us the match, and we will try to find a way to watch the match in its entirety, from bell to bell, and just give you guys pretty much our not a recap, but as a fan, our thoughts on it, our analysis, and you give us the participants, if it's a pay-per-view or on a weekly show, give us the date and the type of match it is, and we will try to find it and watch it. If we don't get to it, we do apologize, but we would like to, it'd be something new for you, especially, to watch a certain match. Because we did that once a while back on TikTok, to where we kind of did a live reaction to a match that someone had talked about. So we'll go back into doing that again. And look forward to it. But again, do that here on our Discord. That's probably where Chris will be at the most. Check things out. Real quick, Chris, while people are jotting this down or typing this into another window to take a look and try to join our Discord, what can people find in our Discord page?
Stuff. No, that's where we do the match of the year, match of the month, match of the week vote, as well as other things like memes, community stuff, announcements. You can also find links to our other social stuff, social media where we stream at. I think at some point we might get around to putting like links to where you can get your podcast at.
We could.
Just make everything easier to find, basically. Yeah, I think that's about it.
Okay. Well, we're probably going to go ahead and, before we head on out of here, because it's already been past the hour, so that way we can get plenty of rest and get geared up for TNA Impact. Yeah, see, he's over here yawning and getting ready.
Almost as if, the funny thing is that was almost as if on command.
Yeah.
The timing of it. Coincidence.
So, also, don't forget to visit our social media sites. If you can't reach us through Discord, there's always these other sites as well, including TikTok, Patreon, Instagram, Facebook.
There's one like over here. It's Twitter.
Twitter, formerly X. That's what we call it anyway. Yeah, don't forget to check us out there. But
I
also,
still don't get why they needed to change the name to X instead of Twitter.
I don't know. But also, we do have an online store, as I mentioned earlier. You want to go to you want to type this into the search or whatever, Cross Promo Podcast / hyphen shop.fourthwall.com. All right, that Chris, he's going to bed. He's going to be heading out. Yeah, we'll see you tomorrow.
Next episode.
Let's see here. Yeah, go to that website there. That's down here on the bottom of the screen. You will. I'll give me a sec here. I will show you guys what you can expect from this website. So, you'd be getting this here. Of course, you would have our logo there in the background, but if you scroll down, you see some of our merchandise here. You get to see some shirts. Thank you. He's helping me with the production values of this. It's technical difficulty night here.
It's National
It's
Technical
infectious.
Difficulty Day.
It's infectious from AEW. But anyway, you have our shirts here. You got some mouse pads with 2 different logo types. Of course, we got 2 different logos that we have for everything, whether it be shirts, mouse pads, stickers, sweatshirts, hats, mugs, beanies, hoodies, you name it. We look to add more stuff to it as well. So definitely check this website out. If you want to get some merch, go ahead and definitely go ahead and get that merch. And if you want, get to your social media site and just post on there you guys getting it, opening the package up, and it's our stuff. Or hang on here. There we go. Threw me off for a second. Post a video of you guys getting it, wearing it, or a photo of you guys wearing our merch. Any feedback we like to get from you guys. That way we know how we can improve on the product, whether it be our merch, our show. If you have any ideas for a segment we could probably put in, we'd be more than happy to do that. We're open to ideas because we are wrestling fans just like you and want to get your voice to be, and if you want your voice to be heard about a certain subject, you can always reach out to us here or join us on our live chats here, whether it be Twitch, Kick, YouTube, and Instagram. Also, as far as finding us anywhere, if you can't see us live the night afters, you got to go to bed early because you got something to do in the morning, but you still want to hear what had happened. We post our audio episodes the very same night, so you get it first thing in the morning. If you have to take off somewhere in the morning, you can find us pretty much anywhere you find your podcasts, whether that be Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio. Anywhere you think you can you can listen to a podcast, we are there. You just have to search Cross Promo Wrestling Podcast, and we are there. Did we freeze up again?
And I think it stopped recording too.
No, I did that. I did that because I was going to I was going to re-record and get the audio out before tomorrow. That way everybody can listen if they miss the video portion of our podcast. That's exactly what I was talking about. All right. So yeah, make sure to visit us on our social media sites. Check out our store here. Also, our Discord. I'm going to put it up there one more time for the Discord if you guys want to join our Discord. If you haven't already, type that into the search, join, and ask to join the Discord. We'd love to have you in, get your thoughts on anything professional wrestling. And, of course, we do have rules about that. Chris, if you want to talk about the rules. Not that they've been broken here recently, but just to put it out there. That way it's well known. Oh, he forgot the rules. Look at that.
Well, I mean, I remember him. It's just...
He's taking a look at something, I guess.
Let's see, where did I put the rules? There are no, I'm not going to make an anarchy type joke.
Oh, please don't.
Well, wait, should I go over the rules?
Just briefly. I mean, some of the stuff is common sense. I mean, nothing X-rated mentioned because we don't know if who is in our Discord, whether they're children or anything like that, because we try to keep things really PG for our listeners.
Yeah.
Our truth would be proud of us.
Yeah. No spam, no scam links. Basically just common sense stuff, really.
Yeah. So again, if you want to join and talk about professional wrestling on the Discord, Chris checks it out daily. I check it out as much as I can because I'm too busy trying to get news stories and get everything ready for the show.
Oh, when I'm not over here hitting the lawnmower with the lawnmower.
Oh dear God, he broke the lawnmower earlier today, and I had to go.
The belt snapped for the drive or whatever.
Yeah, and we had to go get a new one.
I thought I ran over a rock. Not the rock, but yeah.
That would have been hilarious. But anyway, yes, join the Discord there. We look to work on putting out some memes and everything like that.
Come to think of it, I think it was like a maintenance thing that made the belt snap like that.
Yeah. We're reflecting on lawn mowing. Sorry. So yeah, we're gonna...
Our latest weird diversion side rant thing.
I worry about you sometimes. Alright, hang on here. right, guys. So we'd like to thank those that joined us in the chat. Of course, on YouTube, WWE Movie Maker. Thank you for joining the chat with us tonight. Of course, Aaron Black 1210. That Chris, not this Chris, joining us.
And Divine Yinzer.
Of course, the Divine One, Divine Yinzer. Thank you for joining us this evening. And as always, I'm Kevin.
I'm Chris.
And
We
gone.
Just realized we forgot
You can say it right now. We're still recording in a way.
the crosspromopod@gmail.com.
Okay, good. Just make sure not to forget it again. Oh, good.
What was the email, brother?
Don't do it again.